Morning. Well, a lot of water's gone under the bridges of Paris since Friday, so I have to suffice for me to express my profound sympathy to the friends and families of those killed and injured, and of course to the whole French nation who are in shock, as indeed we are. Right, okay, having said that, I couldn't let the moment pass without saying something, solidarity to the French, because it could so easily be us in London. Right, okay, I'm having an interesting conversation with a subscriber on Edward Seago, and I have to say at the outset that I don't think I've ever suggested that Seago painted wet in wet. I've got a lot of stuff on Seago, books on Seago, nothing about his techniques of course, but I don't see any evidence of him painting wet in wet either. But I appreciated the info I got from Johnny, who is far more knowledgeable about Seago's techniques than I am. But I'm going to press on. Seago, if you still don't know, look him up on Google. There's a lot of stuff on him, on his paintings. Seago was probably the greatest landscape painter in Britain in the 20th century. And I'd never heard of him till I was in my 30s and reading Ron Ranson's books on big brush watercolour, like the Wet in Wet and the Hake. And there's not a lot, well, if anything, that survives in print at the moment about how Seago did his pictures. But I've made reference to him. I've used some of his paintings as a model for my own, but I just do my own technique and my own experience with them. And as you all know, I've had no formal art training. I didn't take it up until my middle to late 20s. So, as I explain, a self-taught artist has a bad teacher. And back then, in the 70s, there wasn't the internet and all this stuff being given away for free, where we could just make a cup of tea, pour a glass of wine, open a bottle of beer, sit down and watch people like me, good or bad, painting our demonstrations for your benefit and for the pleasure we get out of it. So, now, I'm not going to paint a Seago now, or my version of a Seago. I'm just going to introduce this new hake to water and the technique. I've cut a bit too much off the handle, I think you'll agree. Look, I've taken 4 inches off of it, but I mean, it was too long anyway. That's the normal length I use, and that's about 2.5 inches shorter than the original handle. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll probably drop it more. On French television over the weekend, I saw a lake, or might have been in the middle of Paris, like our Seven Island Lake in Mitcham, or any lake really, pond, large pond, small lake. So I've done this sort of thing many times before, and it won't hurt to do another one. No, I've got my palette. Oh, I was also suggested that the Waterford Watman Arches paper. Well, I've done coming up to 1,000 demos, or 1,000 demos including a lot of false starts, and 1,000 sheets of Watman good quality Waterford Watman, if you can still get it. And Arches, £140. I dread to think it would probably be 3 to 4 times what the 1,000 sheets of Fabriano have cost me. So, because I paint quickly and I can get it done in one go, I can't see the benefit of me changing now, apart from the fact that the expense, poor old age pensioner that I am. But I used to paint on Arches. I used to buy imperial sheets and cut them down, or this is when I was earning money. But now I have to make do. I used to not paint in wet in wet. I used to paint like Roland Hilda. Let's put a bit of alizarin, a bit of red, a bit of alizarin in the sky. The water, there's sort of a beach coming around here. So autumny colours in Paris. I think it is in Paris, this lake, and I don't know what it's called. So put a bit of blue. That's it. Just a bit of a cloud colour. It's oh dear. I forgot that. Put the paint. I put some new colour out on Friday and I just forgot. Right, nice. Right, okay, that'll do. Oh, can we palette now? Right, a bit of tissue paper. The colours, you know my colours there: lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and burnt sienna. You don't have to use all of the colours. I don't. Well, sometimes I do. But I'm using the light red now with the burnt umber to see how that comes on. It's quite a heavy sky, but then we've had this weather front come in from the Atlantic, so I'm painting the sort of sky that is overhead. So I'll put in a bit of a background, bit of bluey background, but a bit of burnt umber. Bit of red in there. So let's just come up here with and we'll put a bit of sienna in there, burnt sienna that is. Bit of green. I'll go in with some thicker paint in a minute. The hairs on this one seems to be staying together at the moment. Get that nice and straight. So we'll just put in some bit of red and a bit of sienna, just to give an autumn feel to this. Right, I'll put some darker stuff in there, the burnt sienna and the blue. This hopefully will just stay where it's put, so it's a little bit thin. Right, just a bit of green. Right, that would be just bit of shadow in this area there, and I reckon we could probably just put in a bit of reflection. Try and leave a margin of unpainted paper there to give the bank. It's just Let's just touch that just to bring that down a little bit. It's a bit hard. I'm listening to the radio. I'm listening to James O'Brien on LBC because I want to hear all the opinions and views of people that phone in. LBC, London Broadcasting Company. I had to justify that now, put a bit of dark in here. Right. I'll put in a bit of scraping there, just peering through the misty stuff. This is why I like wet in wet. I wouldn't say it was any easier than painting straight onto the paper. You have to plan more, of course, but you get these lovely soft effects, and I love it. I like doing them. Okay. Edward Weston used to do a lot of this type of reflection, but I wouldn't say he would do a lot of wet in wet. But okay. I'm going to do some work in this here and a bit more work in there, but I want to put this beach in that I saw. So we'll have a bit of burnt umber, a bit of cyan, a bit of yellow and a bit of green. Okay. I'm going to dry this off now because I want to crack on with it. Turn on. Take your headphones off. Well, I wish I hadn't cut so much off this brush now. I got carried away. It seems to be one that is not splitting. Well, not yet anyway. It's because it's so new. I'll just put a bit of warm greeny colour. And put a little bit of umber in there. Well, that'll do. Probably don't think that's improved, but okay. So I'm going to texture this, and I'm going to put a bit in there. That's just a little bit damp still, but I quite like that. Let's put in some harder. Right, put some of the grassy stuff. A bit more water, just a touch. I keep this as simple as possible, just try to create some effects. There's some grassy just sticking out of the water. I'm not going to put any rocks on, just some bits of dark. Oh, I've done it again. Just put a bit of texture on here, pebbles and stuff. Right, let's put a bit of texture on here now. Not too much, I don't want to lose what I've done there. It's a bit harder on the tree here. Now that technique, this using the size of the brush, I learned from Ted Weston and Edward Seago. If you do it wet, you get the nice balloon effect, but I quite like the broken stuff. So just to show there's something coming forward there, I'll make that a little bit warmer. Right, I'll use a little bit of rigger work. Clean my brush though, otherwise. If you don't clean your brushes, they clean off afterwards, but if you leave it to dry, the glue, like the gum arabic, takes a bit of getting off. Sorry, I've knocked the camera. That seems to be okay. No, but they're all like that. So far anyway. This one might split. But it is a bit of a trial when they do. But because they're probably not made for watercolour painting, just put a few little trees in here. Might put a figure or two in. One where you put your little finger. Look. Just sort of faint. And a bit warmer in these ones here. I reckon we could put in some crow's nests. Then when we put the birds in, Right, a little bit of right. Just some bits and pieces here. That's about it really. Till I find out what I really want to do. Okay, I'll put the ivory mount. I like the ivory mount. What's happening with ivory? Right, okay. I've got to put a bit of reflection in there, so I'll just gently wet. Oh, I'll say that. I forgot that. Just gently wet the paper and a bit of the brown, a bit of the grey. Okay, let's get that in there. Just I think we could probably put in some little ripples around here. Yeah, that's probably a bit naff that. Okay. This is where I can straighten up my horizon. Okay, so a very simple one to start Monday morning off. It's just a memory of what I saw on the television over the weekend. I think it's somewhere in a park in Paris. I'm not sure. I just caught sight of it, so I've just done this from memory. It could be anywhere really. It could be Mission Common, my own area. So I hope you enjoyed that. Very simple. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.